that that frontline manager becomes a linchpin. It becomes one of the biggest areas of, if you empower them to coach effectively and not just manage by the numbers, it's a massive linchpin in the success of the entire organization. Is that something that you're seeing as well?
I agree 100%.
Yeah, he's got great stuff on LinkedIn. Um, but so how do you then go in and do that? How, because that's a different skill set than managing, right? It is a much different skill set, completely. How do you go in and then shape the manager and help them gain that? Is there specific things that you do?
Well, that's why I use an MRI, because now I have the data. Yeah. If I just go in and interview people and then come back and sit down and say, hey, you should be coaching more,
Mm-hmm.
and they disagree, now it's he said, she said, right? And we're both locked in our own opinions, and they're counter to each other. If I have the data, like right now, if you said, okay, Andy, you need to go get your annual physical, and where do you think your cholesterol will be? Like, listen, my weight's good, I eat right, I sleep well, I exercise. No, my cholesterol is going to be fine. But now the doctor does a cholesterol test and it comes back as high. Now, we can debate about my opinion versus his opinion, but once you have the data, there's no argument on that. Now it's here's what the data shows. Now, what do you want to do about it? Now, they could choose not to do anything about it, but that's so I need the data so we can look at the results to come up with a plan on what do we need to work on. Do we need to work on, do you have a process? I'm big on process, because process is kind of the beginning of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You strategize a deal, you debrief a deal, you look at your forecast, you look at how solid deals are in your pipeline. All that comes from process. But I also, if I'm going to coach my people, I got to coach them to the process, both the process and the skills and the mindset to move through it. I need to hold them accountable to sticking with it. You're going to have some guys who just want to go out and, oh, I've been doing this for 30 years, I'll just shoot from the hip, and that's not working very well. So you need somebody who's going to hold them accountable, who's going to coach them, who's going to motivate them, because sometimes you'll see people, they'll get a little burned out. Um, I had one client who said, "Well, our rep, she's usually a top performer, and she's not getting it done right now." And I said, "Guys, I'm looking at the data. She has the skills and ability. Something happened in her personal life 6 months ago." And they go, "Yeah, her mother died."
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, is it possible that she's helping her dad, or dealing with the mother stuff?" I said, that's going to take a little bit to work through, but you've told me she's always been a top producer and you don't know what happened. There's the event. Now the question is, are you willing to help her through it, lift her back up again, and get her back on track? Because life happens, right? Somebody gets married, somebody gets divorced, somebody has a baby, somebody dies, somebody's parents get sick, your loved one gets, I mean, life happens.